Incremental science 15. Yeah, we cooking. Y'all get 2 incrementals today. We cooking. You already know the vibes. But this is particularly for empaths because yes, there's an incremental value in that as well. Most of the time, when these energies are hitting your body and you're going through circumstances, you have not been trained. You have no clue what's going on. And you know what you do? You react. And when you react, you know what they say, when you assume, you make an ass out yourself. You know what I'm saying? So don't assume. Please. That's the wrong thing to do. First and foremost, incremental science 15 specifies on empaths. Majority, and I did 3 main illustrations to put on to point out some characteristics that people may go through and that might be heavily detrimental for the outcome of whatever circumstance you may be going through. And if you are, you may be familiar with some of these things, right? So let's focus on a couple of these things real quick. For one, you could be in a relationship or a situation, and majority of the time what's taking place, you guys are reflecting each other's energies or vibes. You're reflecting each other's energy or vibes. Mostly in that comes when you have been really close. Things has had like a large up boost as far as you and these individuals communication level and relationship status. Ultimately, you get a strong connection at that point, and then when you get that strong connection, your body, the subconscious itself between the two of you starts interchanging energies because you have a connection, and the connection fits. So because the connection fits, the universe see fit to allow the solar or solar plex energy or spiritual energy to connect with one another. This is where the reflection of energy start taking place at. And most of your thoughts become her thoughts, and her thoughts will become your thoughts. And that same energy, what happens is you may be feeling some type of way that person is feeling. And it ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You just feeling what they feeling, but you think it's your feelings. And you're like, yo, why am I feeling like this? It's them. That's what they feel deep down inside. And that reflection energy is so strong, it brands itself on you. Facts. So the thoughts mostly picked up are the other person's thoughts, but you may think that they're yours. So be mindful in that conjunction when you're dealing in relationships, friendships, family, especially when you're real close in these situations, because ultimately you may be picking up the energy from the person that you're dealing with. Secondly, you can't follow the crowds. There's too many feelings involved. All the crowds is always going this way. You can't get with them. They got their own thing going on. They might be all in one bot mentality. They just all do what they do together, and that's cool. But you got to separate yourself and find peace. You got to find that simple, natural road that you can go off by yourself, and you don't really be focusing on like why, and you just like, you know what, I can't. There's just too much going on right now. I feel too much. That's because you're an empath, and you're probably picking up on every single vibration from the crowd, thoughts and all, and you can't really dial them in or subsequently get a comprehension of everything at one time. So that energy pushes against your brain, and there's so much coming in at once. You just like, oh, you got to get away because it's so loud. That's because you're dealing in empathy, empathic value. Number 2. I said number 2. Number 3. Number 3. Stay to yourself for clarity. You love to stay to yourself for clarity. You're more happy when you're in your meditative state. You wish that you can balance out the things that you like without the inadmissible values of connecting to other people. Like, you're really like an introvert on a high level, but you'll do what you got to do. But ultimately, you really don't want to, because you would rather stay in a state of meditation because you know what that does for you. If you've already made it there, you're a super empath. Like, you got powers, yo. You walk around like, yeah, all right, don't think I ain't been in that box already. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sleeping on me. Don't think I ain't been in that box already. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you feel in this state. So you like, yeah, I deal with it. You real poised. because you understand the depths. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get a chance to reach that level. And I know if y'all see my face, y'all know I went in there. I went all the way in there. All the way. No, I'm gonna leave y'all alone, yo. But seriously, I've meditated for long periods of time. And it does things, yo. It does things for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like for yourself. And if you don't know what telomeres are on your DNA caps, you know what I'm saying? Like telomeres is what make you age. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know, telomeres make you age. And they were put on your DNA caps. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted people to age because they knew they wasn't going to be ready for this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people be aging fast. If you want that to stop, you got to meditate. And you can't meditate for little short periods of time. You have to meditate for long periods of time. If you in your life somewhere, you can get 7 hours in a day. You can do that for 7 weeks. 7 hours, 7 days, 7 weeks. If you could do it for 7 months, you've broken something. You've broken through something. If you do it for 7 years, you stop aging. So ultimately, this is incremental science 15. Understanding the value of how empaths feel energy. It goes back to incremental science 14. Because of the value of energy that's around you and you being able to subsequently stay focused, you're actually picking up on everything around you. Also, with the incremental value of how far it extends in your life expectancy, these things can involve themselves within your being. And when they do this, you start to get these particular feelings that we were speaking to earlier when we were saying that when you're in these vibrations, you can't follow the crowd. It's because everything is hitting you. You want to run the other way. You're in these situations. You have odds in your relationships, whether it's your family, your personal relationships, or at work. You have odds because you're feeling the same vibration. Or you ultimately just want to go off by yourself because you know what it means to be in this mindset. Be clear on these things that are taking place in the world and how they're hitting you so you can understand how to maneuver with them correctly. Ain't nobody going to teach you what I'm telling you right now. They're not going to tell you this. You know what they're going to tell you? Pray. They're going to tell you, hold on. They're going to tell you, deal with that. They're going to tell you, well, this must be your fault. I'm going to tell you, was you clear on your decision? Did you really understand what you was doing? Did you know the consequences and repercussions to your actions? Did you know that was going to be the outcome? Obviously you didn't, or you wouldn't have been boo-boo the fool. People do things because they don't have clear knowledge, even on the heinous level. You think you can get away with things. I've met children who do things like, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. And you be like, yo, do you understand what you're saying? Yeah. And when it hurt, they cry and they need all the love in the world. Bleeding, got bust open, wide open. Yeah, you want love now. You know what I'm saying? But you knew what you was going to do. That's the subsequent value of the world, man. You even got adults like that. They walk around, I'm going to do whatever I want. I don't care. And then when it hurt them, because you put out that negative energy, you want to find somebody to blame. No, this is what you carry. You carry so much negative energy. Reaping season is here. And it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. If you're putting it out, it's what you getting. Naga better be on point in incremental value.